The political relations in the Middle East are complicated to say the least. You can't assume because two countries were in love 2 years ago that they're still together. She might leave you for another country because love is dead and nothing else matters, huh? Okay. Anyway, let's look at this friendship chart published by the New York Times earlier this year to simplify things. Not helping? Okay. Look at this friendly face. For this episode, let's focus on one dynamic in particular, the Israeli-American-Saudi relationship. You know when your friend Sarah has been dating the weird dude who's obsessed with crypto and she really wants you to like him. So you tolerate him because he makes her happy. Sarah here is the US and Israel and their relationship to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia and the US have had a stable relationship for decades now, and both countries gain a significant amount of benefits from keeping it that way. Saudi Arabia's friendship gives the US a reliable source of oil thanks for agreements like the petrodollar, where Saudi Arabia and a bunch of other oil producing countries sell their oil in exchange for US dollars that they then have to buy American products with. Like if the supermarket Lidl would make an agreement with the bakery, where instead of them charging €1 for a baguette, they charged €1 worth of coupons. That way, the bakery has to buy its baking supplies from Lidl and can rest assured that Lidl is stable enough to keep the value of its coupons. The US's friendship gives Saudi Arabia a source of protection and military supplies and helps it maintain its economic stability by providing a reliable currency for its oil. In recent years, however, Saudi Arabia began exploring its options with other nations that the US isn't on such good terms with, even on occasion making choices that benefit it while dismissing the consequences it has on American interests. That has led to some complications between the two, but taking into consideration how beneficial the dynamic is between the two, it does not seem that their friendship's going away anytime soon. Do you even know what's going on in Ethiopia, bro? Since the media coverage is lacking on what's going on there, we're taking a little detour there next video. So make sure to subscribe to Easternal Issues on YouTube. If the US was a high schooler, then Israel is his weird, geeky little stepbro who just cannot seem to fit in anywhere and makes the lunch table options for the US limited at times. The US was the first nation to recognize the State of Israel, and the Trump administration is the first to recognize Jerusalem as its capital in 2017. Back in 1948, when Israel declared its sovereignty, it was seen as a crucial ally for the US in the Cold War era for its ability to counter both communist reach in the region and the Arab nationalist movements. Though the world has changed a lot since, Israel still fulfills those same basic American needs, additional to new ones, such as counter-terrorist intel and advisory to the US, which benefits American strategies both inland and in the Middle East. Israel relies on the US for protection and military supplies, intelligence, and political support. Israel's ongoing war, however, on many of its neighbors has shed light on the political and financial costs of this friendship for the US. Due to the American strong and long-lasting support to the State of Israel, which often meant supporting autocratic leaders against the wishes of local voters, American reputation has suffered greatly in the eyes of Europeans and Middle Easterns, pressuring their leaders to take actions that goes against American interests. Unless the US applies a huge shift in politics, such as having a bigger focus on internal issues, it's highly unlikely to see a drastic shift between Israel and the US in the upcoming years due to the strategic and economic advantages both countries offer one another. The Israeli Saudi relations. It is complicated. With the help of the US, Israel has been working for years now on brokering a deal with Saudi Arabia in order to normalize relations between the two, as this would grant it peace with one of the leading Muslim countries in the region, and therefore a good chance that more Muslim majority countries would follow suit. Such an agreement would give Saudi Arabia a far better relationship with the US and gives it access to Israeli intel and technologies, but it might cost it its reputation among Arab and Muslim countries. And more importantly, it might provoke the Saudi people, whose majority is sympathetic to the Palestinian cause, leading to chaos across the kingdom. The Saudis' official statement to the matter is no Israel ties without a Palestinian state. So, unless we see a shift in Israelis' politics, it does not seem likely that a full cooperation between the two nations will take place anytime soon.